Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to do a video covering the best items to buy in the event shops, the best way to utilize the current event shops going on right now as well. Please do excuse the V2 model. I decided that in this moment I can't webcam really, so I wanted to do something that wasn't just a blank screen. So we pulled out the model for now. I don't know how long I'm going to be using it or keeping it around, but we'll at least have it for this video. So if you do enjoy it, let me know. If you want me to get rid of it, also let me know. But either way, yeah, glad to be making another video. So if you like today's video, please leave a like, and let's hop right into things. So before I get into all the rest of the video, I do want to just say that I'm going to be covering basically perspectives from the early game if you're a brand new player, if you're in the mid game, and if you're in late game. But let's be real, if you're in the late game pushing late game bosses like Limbo, I highly doubt you need my advice from these videos anyways, but I will just cover the information from my perspective as well. Alright, so yeah, let's hop right on into it. Alright, so we're going to start with our new players, people that are just getting either back into the game, maybe you're returning, or you're brand new, you're trying to get into things. Just for a little bit of information, we are currently in a non-peak season. So what does that mean? When we're in a non-peak season, it means the events that we get are going to be different. They're not going to have as many bountiful or juicy rewards as the big peak seasonal events, such as winter and summer. That means the rewards are not going to be as much, basically. It's not a bad thing. I believe Ducky made a really good video about this as well. It's okay to start playing the game in a non-peak season point of time. You should always play when you feel like it. There's never a bad time to start playing MapleStory. But we can go over some of these rewards. So let's start with the very first one for the champion burning. So if you've been doing this event, you're already familiar with it. This is to prep us for the champion burning system that we're going to be getting, that KMS currently has. I do think that the event is kind of overwhelming for the system that's coming. It does help, there's good rewards in here, but it's not gonna create you like a second main or anything like that. But this video is not for that, so let's just go right into the shop. So we have the first shop here through the normal double up coins. Everyone can get these, it does not matter. These are separate from the bossing section, so basically all you have to do is grind and do your mob kills. We can access this shop here. So for our brand new players, people that are early starting, I do want to go over this section. For now, you're gonna completely ignore the enhanced tab. I'm sorry, but if you're brand new, you do not need to be using the enhanced tab. Pretty much. This section is not really for you. The growth section is for you. Now, let me give a little disclaimer on symbols. Now, this might, I don't know if it's controversial per se, but this is my opinion and my thought process when it comes to symbols, okay? Symbols are a time-gated currency, meaning you can only get them by doing your dailies. As we can see here, right? Doing your dailies are going to get us our symbols, everything like that. So they're based off of time. Now, because they're based off of time and acquired through dailies, that means you're eventually going to cap out on them. I personally do not prioritize buying symbols, or wouldn't if I was new. If I was needing it desperately to advance somewhere else, let's say we don't have a hyper burning event, and you are leveling because you're playing a lot and you're struggling to get to the next zone. You're currently in the Arcane River. Like you're in Lachlan, Choo-Choo, things like that, Arcana, and you need a bit more arcane power to push yourself to kill the mobs here with the requirements. Sure, I think that's fine. That's okay. But I don't think it's a priority. I actually think nodes, the node stones, and the experience node stones are going to be your best friend here because they give you a lot of raw damage. So much free damage, especially for your specific skills that you actually are using, that you're trying to boost. I mean, you should just see you get so much damage from this. So I think node stones are probably the most important thing here. Experience node stones for my new players, please, whatever you do, do not spend experience node stones on these tri nodes, which are your 3 boost skills here. Only spend experience node stones on your skills, basically. So like your 5th job class specific. So like my legacy restoration, my infinity blade, things like that. That is where you're going to be using experience nodes, because you'll level up the tri-nodes naturally by popping all of the baby node stones. So this will just give you lots of raw damage. I would buy Special Medal of Honor only if we're around the event time for a 50% discount and you need an inner ability that actually is needed. Not a boss damage one, but if you're a class like, let's say you're an Ice Lightning that needs attack speed, right? Something that's really important for you, it'll significantly change your grinding. Same with Bishop. Sure, it might be then worth to buy the Special Medal of Honors, but again, I would really only do it if it's super mandatory for your class to have that inner ability. And for that, I would just check like your class Discord / class document guide thingy mabob. Alright, and for my beginning players, that's pretty much all you need to focus on. I think the majority of your coins are going to get eaten up here by node stones, experience nodes, some Medal of Honors, and then you can also dump everything into symbols. Again, new players, you're going to spend most of your stuff here, and you're going to want to skip out on a lot of this here. You'll probably, if you've been doing this entire event, I do want to say that you should have enough to also buy these ring selectors. These are insanely good, and you should buy these. These are sort of a priority as well, because you can take the event rings like we have here, and you can make drop gear out of them. And they help you train as well. So I would recommend grabbing those. I wouldn't, you could grab them first. That's going to be a little bit of your opinion or your thought if you want to, but definitely grab these. And then after you've bought out everything from here, your symbols and everything like that, and your ring selector, you can then go ahead if you want and buy the event ring legendary pot scroll for potential. Basically what this is going to do is make it a legendary off the bat for you, so it'll save you a lot of mesos. But it's limited, and it can only be used on an event ring, such as one of these. So keep that in mind. If you already have your event rings legendary, do not buy this legendary scroll. Be very careful. It'll say right here in the list, okay? And then that should be the majority of what you need. Do not buy the 12-star scroll. This is a complete scam, in my opinion. Do not buy this. Just don't. Even if you're brand new, don't. And then you should not really be buying flames or anything like that, or other cubes. If you need a secondary at unique, you can go for this. This is totally fine as well. But that's going to be pretty much everything for my new players in terms of the Legion shop. Now we can also take a look here at the Tiernog hashtag, or not the hashtag, sorry, the blueprint, and we have the Dimensional Spring shop here. All right, same advice for my new players. We're going to go to the growth tab. There should be, oh, there was no symbols in the shop. Okay, so if you want to get your inner ability to legendary with saving honor, I do recommend getting the legendary circulator. For my new players, you can also buy these Spiegelet's Golden Strawberry Farm entry passes. These are really great for leveling meals to get your Legion level up. Same with your Extreme Growth Potion. So you should understand that there's a trend going on here that I'm basically describing. If you're a new player, you really just want to prioritize getting as much growth items as you can. And my VTuber died. Okay, we're back. All right, but as you can tell, there's kind of a trend going on with the information that I'm providing for this kind of stuff. You're really focused on growth. As a new player, your #1 priority, honestly, is Legion. Getting up your Legion, because this is just so much good damage across the board for you and your whole account. So you want to focus on the things that are going to boost your Legion as a new player, such as those Spiegelet tickets, those extreme potions here, things like that. If you need the inner ability, go for it. Do not, I repeat, do not buy these bags. You can buy these for mesos really cheap in the general store, so please ignore these bags as much as possible, okay? If you need character slots, go for it, but again, actually, no, I think I can't buy these. Don't buy these, don't buy these, unless you're in the regular world, but this is all reboot information, of course. So do not buy any of this stuff. It's not needed, especially on reboot, okay? And then for the enhanced tab here, if you're at a point, which I'll go in for the mid-game section, we can get these droplets, but again, let's hold off on that. If you need the potential scroll, these epic pot scrolls are actually not that bad because they're pretty cheap. They're only 300 coins a pop. So if you want to save some early game mesos on boss meals, I think these epic pot scrolls are pretty decent, especially if you don't have like a boss meal economy set up yet. And then for the Karma Unique Potential Scroll, these ones are also pretty good, but they're hefty on points, so I would save these for very last. I honestly couldn't even get them with the stuff that I bought, so you might want to skip on these if you're a new player. Alright, so let's head to the mid-game section. Alright, so for my mid-game players, you should already be settled on Legion, around hopefully 8k at this point for being mid-game. You're starting your boss meal economy, you're getting that up and running. Let's say you've got a couple of them, maybe a couple low-mean meals that you're working on. You're trying to make Blackheart mains, or not mains, like alts to farm black hearts and things like that. Let's go into the rewards for champion burning. So we're going to talk about this boss shop over here. I skipped this for new players because I don't think they'll really be at it. Your number one priority should be sacred symbols. Always. Sacred symbols take a really long time to get. If you want to push later bosses on your main, this is the priority. Do your sacred symbols. I will beat it into you. Sacred symbols. Always. Okay? After that, if you want, it's up to you between flames or cubes. My flames are pretty decent, so I'm not really trying to roll for them unless I have to. So I went with Karma Bright cubes to roll on my emblem. But you could do your flames as well. If you need circulators, go for it. Those are also really good for my mid-game players. Basically, you can't really go wrong with anything in the boss shop here, the Champion Challenge one. Everything's pretty solid. Now for the double up coin shop here, this one is also gonna be a bit different. So again, sacred symbols are extremely important. You might be like, what are you doing? You haven't done your sacred symbols. We still have a bit of time, thankfully, so I should be able to get them knocked out here within the next week or so. But yes, please prioritize your sacred symbols. I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite here, and I can explain my situation as well too to give you some more clarity. Now, the node stones and experience node stones for my mid-game players, these are still extremely vital resources because they can be used on boss meals. If you need, especially with Legion burnings or champion burning. So for example, my Arc is going to be a champion burned character, so he doesn't have max nodes. My Battle Mage does, because my Battle Mage is a former Hyperburn, which means she was just fed, you know, nodes up the wazoo from the last peak season Hyperburn event. So she's maxed out on the V matrix. My Arc is not, so I've been funding my Legion meal with these node stones. Okay. All right, and you cannot trade these ones either, so you should probably use it on one of these characters for your champion meals. Very important. Special Medal of Honor, at this point you may not really need it, but again, if you really do, go for it, but I wouldn't really recommend spending the honor unless we're at a 50% inner-ability reset event. And then again, you should be focusing on them symbols. Experience, I would really not cave in on the mag pots until you bought everything. If you bought all the symbols and all the node stones, then I think the mag pots will be worth it. This stuff is more valuable resources than experience, in my opinion, especially for the amount of experience that you're getting at a high level from a mag pot. Same with Sorta, this is a scam, don't buy this. For enhancement, there's definitely some good stuff in here. I wouldn't necessarily get the event rings. If you're mid-game, you may be at a point where you don't really need to make rings anymore. The reason why I bought these was because I already have drop gear, but if you're in my situation where you have drop gear and you're just trying to roll maybe like extra on an extra piece of gear to see if you get double drop, do that. I am just attempting to roll double drop. That's it. Otherwise, not really a reason to do what I'm doing. So keep that in mind. That's why mine is bought out. Same with Karmic Cubes. I was rolling my Saren Emblem because I have a Saren Emblem, so it was worth it. If you don't have a Saren Emblem, I probably wouldn't really recommend buying cubes at this point. Just save for a cube sale. Save for a cube sale, Forehead, and then buy flames if you need them. Just buy the black flames only, to be honest. I would not worry with the other two. And yeah, that should be it for the minigame players from this section. We'll take a look at Tirnog. Same advice, circulator for your boss meals. If you need to make something a legendary circ, ignore all this stuff here. This is all, you don't need any of this. Mid-game players should understand that you probably don't need these bags. Oh, and if you do still need more Legion champion, or not champion, but just Legion gains in general, then you should be picking up these extreme pots here, if needed. And then for enhancement, you should, if you're a mid-game player, you should be buying out the droplet stones, so that way you could get 22 arcanes. So that is your next priority here. Epic pot scroll I used for a boss meal, so keep that in mind. And that's it for the beginning players. Now let's go into the endgame section. Alright, for my endgame players, once again, I just want to say you guys probably don't need my advice, but if you stuck around in the video just to hear what I have to say, appreciate you, respect you, and love you, so thank you guys. Alright, so let's take a look at super hardcore endgame. Your symbols at this point of the game are probably already maxed out, so you won't have to buy any, because you've probably been playing long enough, you sweaty degen. Congrats though, so you can completely skip these. You'll be wanting to focus on Karma Black Rebirth Flames to get the best in-slot T7 flames that you can get, so, you know, do that. You probably also don't need Special Medal of Honor at this point of the game. You can blow them all on the VIP selectors, your flames. You could buy out all the flames to gear up your boss meals, which I would highly recommend doing as a matter of fact. Same with any of the circulators if you need to min-max that. For the double up coin shop, once again, your symbol should be blown out of the water maxed out. You can buy the mag pots. This would be good for you in order to get some additional experience on your Legion burning, because why not? You've got nothing else to really buy. You're probably stacked on nodes. Your boss meals don't need any. So yeah, mag pots all the way for you. If you buy all the mag pots, buy the soul order. You buy all the soul order, just buy more nodes. Why not? And then, oh, actually, I take that back. You're going to want to blow them on all the flames. Ignore the nodes. You'll be blowing them all on flames for your boss meals and your Legion meals. And same with the cubes. You can go ahead and cube up your meals as well, too. So cubes and flames for endgame players. And then for the last shop, the Tyrnog shop, same thing once again. We don't have any flames in this shop, so you're just going to buy droplets to buy arcane gear on your meals. You'll probably also want to buy the Karma Unique Scrolls to cheese your way through potential and save a ton of money. And that's it for endgame players. You guys know what to do. Now, I want to give one final thing. I'm recording this after I already went through all the shops for the different perspectives, but I want you guys to understand that even though I didn't go over the calendar, the advice that I gave in the shop applies the same to the check-in calendar. If you have symbols, you should prioritize them to where you need them. Same with your node stones, that should be really obvious. Always focus on a main character first. If you don't have one, it's okay to spread things out as needed, but this should be self-explanatory. You basically just redeem your rewards where you need them. You're not choosing anything here, you're basically given everything, so I don't really think I need to give you advice on the check-in calendar because it is what it is. It's not like you're spending currency for it, so just wanted to put that out there. And that's going to be my entire rundown breakthrough of all the event rewards currently and how to best utilize them. This advice should carry on going forward, so it doesn't apply to just these events. It would apply to other events as well. Some things might change in the future. If so, I will make an updated video to kind of discuss that, especially during peak season time when we have big events with big rewards and tons of cool stuff. So I hope this video helped you out today. Please leave a like, feel free to share with a friend if you think it might help them out in MapleStory. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and thanks for stopping by. Cheers. Holy smokes, all my stuff's expiring. Don't be like me.